Good morning. Good morning and welcome to this morning's Gogglefrogs. It's a beautiful Monday, maybe a bit grey outside, but who cares? Because we have yarn. We have a cup of tea or coffee or something, and we can chat. So a huge good morning if you're watching live, if you're watching the replay. Hello and welcome. And if you're on YouTube, you could be watching us in 10 years' time. And a huge welcome to you. So I'm Angela, and this is my lovely friend, Marion.
Hello.
Who is joining us today. So that's brilliant. So, Marion, you've got some knitting and a drink with you as well, have you?
Yes. Oh, you can't see it. I've just started a row. You'll have to wait till I've finished a row.
Oh, I'm halfway through a row, and I'm in.
Have you finished Aggie's cardie?
No, it needs sewing up. That's the only thing I've got left to do. So I need a couple of hours just to sew it up, and then it's just the neck. So it's sort of finished, if you know what I mean. So that might be a job I get round to later today. Now I've got my lovely table in here. It's a lovely crafty sort of table. We inherited it because we're not buying anything because the house is going to change shape soon. So we don't know how big or how small we'll need things. So so we've got this. So now I've got something that I can actually do work on, which is absolutely brilliant. So might have a day in here today and do some crafty stuff. And I was just about to do a Russian join, but I didn't have enough time. So I think I might just join these because I always have to watch YouTube when I do a Russian join. So I don't care. It's just a little knot. It's for me anyway. Who cares?
You know what my best work table is?
What's that?
When the tax office in St. Albans closed down and they got rid of all their old utility war tables.
Yeah.
We were allowed to buy them, and I paid the grand sum of 50p.
Oh, wow.
For a table that's 3 foot by 2 foot. It's the right height. It's everything. It's perfect. It's flat. It's level. It doesn't wobble. It's as solid as the Rock of Gibraltar. 50p.
Fabulous.
Ever. Might have been second hand, but who cares?
Well, this is the same. It's actually my sister-in-law said, "Are you looking for a table?" Because I had a big dining room table, but we brought it from the last place, and it was, I think it was nearly 6 foot, and it was like a glass table, and it was too big for this room. So eventually I gave it away to a charity, and then I went out and bought a 1950s melamine table and matching chairs because I love all things vintage. And I came home one day and said, "Oh, you know that old table that you bought?" Because I didn't quite say how much it cost. You know that old table that you got like for nothing ish? And I went, "Yeah." He said, "It's brilliant for plastering." So it was then used for plastering. So the whole of the melamine top, it's now this thick as it's all gone kaput. So I didn't have a table for so long, and we've got this one now. But when we do actually get a table, it will be a lovely table. But I don't quite know. And I don't want to spend, because you know when you go out and you buy something and it's something that you really love, I don't want to use it for just a year and then have to get rid of it or try and rework a kitchen around it. So that's that. So this table's actually really good. It's borrowed, but it's fabulous. And like I say, sometimes those cheapy things, or those things that we are gifted, are actually just perfect for crafting. And this is. So and I bought myself a new table. Do you know what? I bought this plant. Talking about Leighton Buzzard, we were talking about florists a little while ago, weren't we?
Yes.
And you know the one opposite the butchers where they've retired? I got this. It's a peace lily. I say that's a beautiful retro 60s, 70s style pot.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. And a lovely big peace lily as well. So I got that yesterday. So that's on my little table. Let me move it so you can't see the leaf.
Well, I should have invited you round to mine before we sent 11 boxes down to the charity shop, because there was loads of vintage and retro stuff in there.
Oh,
the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s.
Oh, wow.
But it all had to go. The plan had been to sell it on eBay, but never got that far. So charity shop had the benefit.
I totally get that. I've got some when we go to Sheringham every year, there's this little shop, and I'll tell you about it after the music. But I've got a whole bag of shoes that I think are too good to just throw away. So I should really sell them, and they've been in this bag for nearly a year now. So, but they're all nice shoes. But it's just I don't wear heels anymore, and if I do, they've got to have quite a thick. If I wear heels, they just tend to be mega balls. I buy one pair every summer of sandals because I can walk in them, and I can walk in their heels because they're nice and thick heels. And I have one pair of black boots that I buy every year, and I just wear them every single day, and that's it. And the shoes I've got on, the sandals I've got on at the moment, I think they're on their third year, and they're amazing. They're really, they're my flatties, and I just wear them every day. So hey ho, but I'll tell you the wellies and Sheringham in a minute.
We bought 2 units from IKEA. Each contains 16 pairs of shoes, and they are in the back porch now, all erected, all up. And I thought, 32 pairs of shoes, that will be plenty for the 2 of us.
How many's Richard got?
More than me.
Really?
Yeah. The trouble is, he's a buggery, and some of them are new. Oh. Well, can't they go down the charity shop? No. I'll have them for when we go on the next cruise. That's what you said last year. Did I? Oh, well,
Oh dear.
you're chatting out. Well, Richard, not a thing.
Oh, that's so funny. So, without further ado, shall we say some hellos, some good mornings?
Yeah. Who have we got? Well, we got you and me.
Yeah. Your Monday morning. What is it? Your Monday morning chatter people.
There's Brigitte.
Morning.
I think she said it's number 118.
118.
It's going to be 120 on Wednesday night.
Wow, 120. I don't know what we can do for 120, but we'll see.
Deborah.
Good morning.
Georgie, hello. Jackie,
Morning. Morning.
got her nose to the grindstone as well.
Yeah.
Janet, hello, Janet.
Morning, Janet.
Janet's probably trying to work out what she can get out of doing at the unconvention, and she'll probably send me a raspberry at that one. Janice and Judy.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, ladies. Linda.
Morning, Linda.
Marion, hello.
Hello, Marion. Not seen you for a few days. Lovely to see you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Janet's going, hi all, looking forward to the unconvention. Only 2 days to go.
I know. It's quite good fun, isn't it? Wednesday night, everything happens. Oh.
Yeah. Us admins on the Facebook page are doing a meet the admins. I mean, I've done my blurb, and I'm quite happy for anybody to ask me any questions. There is a rider, so long as it's not an obscene question, I'm happy.
Well,
I can't see any of our followers doing that.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, fabulous. Well, shall we have a little bit of music?
Yes. What do we? Oh, we don't know. Robert's choice again.
We have no idea. This is Robert's choice. This is the music's all ready and queued and ready to go. So if you want to go on to mute Marion, and I will play today's intro. Enjoy. About Brian Ferry when Robert was on for one day last week, wasn't it? Was that when the 3 of us were on last week? And Robert didn't really know who Brian Ferry was, but you know what? I'm so glad he got one of him where we weren't watching the band and where it was just a picture of Brian Ferry. So I think Brigitte's already said, I am melting away at the sight of him, let alone his voice. Thank you, Robert. So if you So huge thank you, Robert. That was amazing. And that's one that I'd forgotten they did. Absolutely
I
forgotten
didn't
it.
know they did that. Was it the Platters that did that originally?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I remember as a child, when we lived in Hong Kong, if there was a breakdown in the service, the TV service, what they put on instead of the test card was it was always, I think it was the Platters singing "Smoke Gets in Your Eyes."
Oh, really?
So yeah,
I never knew you lived in Hong Kong.
yeah, 3 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
in the I went to school there.
Did you? What was it like?
Great.
I have to say, it's one of my favourite places in the world. I absolutely love Hong Kong.
I mean, we're talking about the late 50s.
Yeah, but I just think the place is just amazing. It's just so different, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could have, if we'd brought back with us, or Dad had bought crates of little toys, clockwork toys, and just left them in a storage shed, we'd be rolling in money because they're worth a fortune now. And bought jade and old Chinese porcelain,
Oh, wow.
but we
That's
didn't.
incredible.
So, oh, here's Ollie.
Hello, Ollie.
Late.
For everybody who
Yeah, yeah. Right, I finished the row, so I'll show you.
oh, that's looking beautiful.
This is the front.
Oh, loving it. Absolutely
Another
loving it.
6 inches to go before because I measured it this morning at 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh my word. That's why I don't knit as quickly as anybody else, because I'm in bed by about 10 o'clock.
And Brigitte saying yes, it was the Platters.
Oh, thank you, Brigitte. I love that. Does it? I mean, that field does feel like silk. It's not like cotton. It does feel very silky. It's beautiful yarn, and is the nearest to Fair Isle I think I'm going to do in a long time.
It does rush and join beautifully as well.
Does it? Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, you do know that you can have a Russian join in it as well. I haven't done a Russian join. I've done a little knot because I couldn't be bothered to. I needed to finish this row, and it's actually worked out that it's just on the other side, on the wrong side. So that's on the wrong side. So that's perfect. It's just worked out. But this is the top.
That's looking lovely. What is it?
It's this cape that I'm doing. Shawl. So it's that at the front.
Oh yes, the one that Maureen wore to Sheringham last year.
Yeah, hers was slightly different, but I just wanted to have a go at it. But I am playing yarn chicken, so I'll have to see. I may not do it as long at the back as it is on here, but I think that's going to be fine. Because I've got to repeat some of the rows 3 times, and I think I'm just so I think I'm just going to repeat them twice and see how long it is at the back. I don't need it that long at the back because actually I haven't got a really long body anyway, so I don't think I need things really long. So we'll see. But yeah, again, I'm changing the pattern from what they're telling me to do. Which is quite the normal thing. So shall we have a look and see what's happened in chat then? And for anyone on replay, you will not be able to see the comments, and that's why we read them out. So you are involved in the comments, the chat, and the chuckles, because there will be chuckles in here as well. So Tricia says, morning folks, good morning. Brigitte says morning 118. Oh, this is the one that we had mentioned about having. Oh, bless you. That's the advert for 118, 118. I'm so glad we didn't get that because I don't think I could have coped with those men running around in those horrible shorts.
Oh God, that's the most awful ad going.
I know. I've just had that thought that we did actually mention it. I'm so glad that Robert didn't find one of those ads for us to play on the musical interlude.
That, for me, is up with some of those crochet things that men, the pictures of men wearing those crochet things, trousers and no.
I know. So so I just realized when I read it rather than when I heard it one night that we could have had that. So I'm so glad. Thank you, Robert. And I know that you'll listen to this at some point. So we really are thankful for that. Deborah says morning, everyone. Judy says hello, everyone. Jackie says morning. And yes, I'm working. I know you work. You're always working other than Saturdays. So well done. That's when Goggles is on. Georgie says good morning and kisses. Brigitte says Rod got our fab solid oak gate leg table for the other front room for £2.25 on the local Facebook market. That's unbelievable.
It's a nice table. I've seen it.
Oh, is it? Because going back to that, it was actually a few years ago in Leighton Buzzard. You know when they switch on the lights coming up to Christmas? And I was sat outside Oliviers and I said, oh, this table's lovely. And the owner overheard me. How I do know. And she said, it is for sale, I said, is it? So I bought it. I had a couple of, what are those winter drinks that you have? Those punch things. I like them so much, I can't even remember. So anyway, I'd had a couple of those and I bought this table and the 4 chairs. I'm sitting on one of the 4 chairs, but it's amazing what we can find. And what?
Hang on, I'll go and ask his lordship. We had loads in Hamburg.
Oh, it's all right. Alan's just told me mulled wine.
That's it. No, there's another name.
Yeah, and I've got another little story as well. When we were in Hong Kong on our honeymoon, we were sat in this beautiful bar, where the escalators go up, and it was this lovely bar. And we went on our honeymoon beginning of December, so it was like Christmassy over there in Thailand and etc. So we sat there, and they had this big goggling pot, if you know what I mean, and it said mulled wine in front of it, and we just sat there, and they emptied a whole bottle of brandy into it and a whole bottle of something else, and we just went, that pot isn't actually that big. So Alan started drinking this stuff, and over there they are huge tumblers about this big, and it was just filled up to the top. Could not believe it.
Wine.
Yeah, they call it Glühwein as well, don't they? So wine over there in Hong Kong is so expensive. It's 20-30 quid for a glass, whereas this mulled wine that was like half a pitcher full of just pure brandy was okay. They weren't cheap, but they were really, really reasonable. So we got a little bit tipsy one afternoon, thinking, well, I'm glad we're going down the hill and not up it going home. So anyway, it was fine. I think we did get a taxi home, but yeah. So how on earth do we get onto these questions, onto these subjects? But Brigitte, that's brilliant. £2.25 for a table. I think that's brilliant. So well done. Linda's saying happy Monday, Gogglefroggers. Janet says, hi all, looking forward to the Unconvention, only 2 days ago. We know, and yeah, we're all ready for Wednesday night, I think. Drinks on ice. I think I will be in the north, so I'll be in the north by then. I'm going back up north tomorrow. We believe, as long as they don't do a Leeds lockdown, because if they do a Leeds lockdown, my mum's got to stay here.
Are you due to see your dad?
Huh?
Are you due to see your dad at the
we'll
weekend?
see him again this week. Yes. So yeah. So we're going.
Unless Leeds goes into lockdown.
Yeah, I think it'll be certain postcodes if it does go down, but let's see. Hopefully not. And then we will read this out again. Brigitte says, I am melting away at the sight of him, let alone his voice. Thank you, Robert. That's because we had Brian Ferry at the beginning, didn't we? And I'm sure lots of other people drew love Brian Ferry as well. Brigitte says, yes, was for Marion Reed Platt, as you mentioned that. Deborah says, Marion, that's looking lovely. That's the knitting that you're doing. So thank you, Deborah. Very much. Georgie says really enjoyed the music. Yeah, it's one that I haven't heard, and I didn't even realise they really sang it. Brigitte says those 118 guys were gross. I agree with Marion. Those OTT crochet guys. I know there's certain things that you don't need to do with crochet or adverts, and I think the 118 adverts and some of the crochet things are just that. And Linda, thank you very much, mulled wine. But as everyone in the house, whenever I'm doing Gogglefrogs, can hear my dulcet tones, they all know what I'm on about.
We had mulled cider. It seems ages ago. We did a Christmas cruise, went to Copenhagen and Hamburg and a couple of other places, Amsterdam, and all these markets had, well, mulled something of some description. We had to try them, of course we did. And you had to pay a €2 surcharge for the mug. And if you walked off with the mug, or you wanted the mug, that was what the €2 for. If you handed the mug back, you got the €2 back.
Oh.
And the mug is the perfect size for hot chocolate. So I got one, and Lolly's got it.
Oh.
So yes, that God, that seems ages ago. That's got to be, we're 2020 this year, aren't we? 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Marion is, well, she is the cruise queen. She goes on more cruises than anybody else I know. Obviously not this year, but she has a wonderful lifestyle and travels all over, and then can tell us which are the best cities to go for wool.
And some of them are the most unlikely ones. I mean, Alta in the north of Norway had some beautiful shops, as did Andlanes. It had the most amazing yarn shop on a big corner, and it was just full. And then there's my favourite of all in Stavanger. Mind you, it helps that I know the owner.
That's because she's been back so many times.
Yeah, well, Janet's met her. And
who has?
Janet, when we did that knitting cruise. And I think Janet will agree that Anne Kristen looked after us really, really well. She gave us a short talk on Norwegian jumpers and the designs.
Oh, wow.
And I think I'm right in saying, Janet, that you bought a lovely pattern in Norway. It was Norwegian and you knitted it up. And I seem to remember seeing a picture of it, and it looked absolutely fantastic. I don't know whether Janet's still with us. Is she still here?
Let me just double check.
Yes, she is.
Yep.
So she should have heard. Let's hope.
Oh, and hello to Tracy as well.
Yes. Deborah's saying, going back to tables, I bought my craft room table for £5 at a car boot sale. I'd looked absolutely everywhere for one, as I needed a folding table as a craft room is used as a bedroom when grandkids visit. Yes, that's a bargain, and so versatile, says Brigitte. Yes, our granddaughter saw, now our smallest room is totally emptied as it's being decorated. Our granddaughter went in yesterday and said, oh, this is a very big room, isn't it, Nanny? Well, we use it as a dressing room come office. So it's got desks and clothes rails in there, because there's only the two of us in the 3-bedroom house. We don't need to bother with wardrobes, do we? So it's a big room. You could get a double bed in there.
Brilliant.
With room left over. But hey ho, you use room space up as you want to, don't you?
You do. Yeah, I just need to find some storage spaces, some nice storage spaces.
You could always have that what I've done.
Yeah. I think because hopefully it'll end up being bigger upstairs and bigger downstairs. So
You're talking about a double-story extension, are you? Yes?
yes.
Yes. Not
So
just garage conversion.
that's getting done first. So that's getting converted first. But yeah, so we are getting a quite a big extension. So I might have to put a caravan in the garden.
Well, I think Sally's getting a motorhome. And Deborah says, Brigitte, yes, we had a fantastic car boot sale at York Racecourse, but can't go at the moment, of course. And Brigitte again says, yes, you make your house to suit you. Spot on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Always suit you, not just to sell, if you know what I mean.
That's right.
Yeah.
I must admit, when we were doing the garage conversion, I was saying to the builder, well, if we do this, it makes it more saleable. And he stood in front of me and he went, you're doing this for you, not for somebody else.
Oh, that's nice.
This is what I want then. This is what I want to be able to do in here.
Yeah.
And off we went. But granddaughter did crack me up yesterday. She needed her trowel, as most people know, a lot of the locals know. My granddaughter is tiny. She's nearly 16 and she's just about 5'1" now. She's not quite the smallest young person at the local senior school, but not far off. Needed to shorten her school trousers because mummy doesn't do them properly. So I did them, and her mum walks through the door and got greeted with, Nanny's is neater than yours, mummy.
Oh dear.
And my daughter goes, well, I told you she would be.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, dear. God. But, yeah. The stuff they make school trousers out of today, it's sort of elastane and it stretches a little bit, and it's not the nicest thing in the world to do.
No. Well, our little niece has gone off to big school today. Well, big school to her.
Yeah.
So,
she's 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's 5 this month.
Well, you remember Katie?
Yes.
Yeah, her little boy started school as well.
Has he? Of course, they're about the same age. I think Haggie's like the oldest in the year, and Nye's, is he one of the younger ones?
I would think so.
He's more June, July, August. Can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah,
they are in the same year. So we've had little school photos today. So
I think you're right, Brigitte. That Kirsten knows how not to do it properly on purpose. Yeah, I think you're probably right there.
Definitely.
Yeah. If in doubt, get mum to do it. But, she's going to have to learn soon to do it, because I'm not going to be that's my tea drunk. I wonder if I dare call down and ask his lordship to make me another one.
I think you could.
I don't know.
All right, okay.
I don't know. I'm on the Rington's nicer tea now because we've used all the decaf.
All right. Which one are you on?
The nicer one. That's what it's called.
Oh, is it called nicer? Yeah. Sorry. What colour pack is it?
Is that silver?
Silver, right? Okay. Yeah. I think that's one I haven't actually tried, because there's there's loads of different ones, aren't there? There's so many different ones. But I'm
working. Oh, hello, Anne. Good morning. I've ordered the bit. They've got for pre-order only. They've got a clock with a beer in it for every month of the year. So I've ordered one of those for son-in-law. That's why I could go online, Brigitte, and say son-in-law's present is on order. They do, as you know, a sort of what do you call it? A selection box. I've ordered one of those for my mother.
Oh, wow.
My Aunt Brazil chocolates, because she loves them. So that's how I could say, Brigitte, that I've done most of my Christmas shopping. Got things now.
And I did spot in there. Have they not got, or was that on? Have they got a gin one?
Yes.
They have. I did see
Yeah.
the twin one. I thought I'm not getting it.
No.
Because hopefully,
why do they need 2 clocks? Because they both come in clocks. Andrew gets a clock with his beer. Why does Kirsten need one with her gin? So I bought her a
it's
bottle.
easier just to get a bottle or something.
I did. Waitrose, because Robert
Oh.
told me they were all on special offer. So I bought her
Oh,
because she doesn't see this, I can say.
yeah.
Grapefruit and pomelo.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds nice. That sounds really, really lovely.
Laura reckons she'd like it.
Oh, that's good. So you had the person supervising the shopping for Mummy.
Yeah. And then I went online and I got Laura's Pandora. So yeah, so all done.
Oh, brilliant. So what else? Do you want to go through chat and I'll just get onto Facebook?
Well, we've only got now Brigitte saying that she thinks she'll ignore Christmas this year. What's everybody else going to do for Christmas, or is it too early to think? Because I met one woman at the bus stop who was telling me that because of the EU, and I don't want to dish into a discussion about Brexit, that there's going to be food shortages this Christmas, and everybody needs to stock up, including stock up on loo rolls again.
Do you know what? If we just eat normally, I don't think I'll have a problem, because I think I am going to do a lasagna this year. And do you know what? Last night I even came home and I thought, well, I haven't really been anywhere, but I thought, what am I going to cook for dinner? So Alan was having his usual chicken steaks in breadcrumbs. So I put loads of tomatoes. You know, when you have these tomatoes that get in the end of their, not sell by date, I go by feel, and some peppers as well. And I put some za'atar in there and some balsamic vinegar and some olive oil and a whole thing of a bulb of garlic that I cut in half and put that in there. Roasted it on a lowish heat for an hour. And me and my mum had roasted tomatoes and peppers. And then I had some cheese, that Greek cheese that you fry. So we had saganaki.
Oh, saganaki, yeah. Did you make it with halloumi?
No, I bought proper saganaki from the Turkish shop in Hemel. So we had that fried, a huge piece about this big, and roasted tomatoes and stuff. And my mum had a little bagel, and I had half a bagel, half a gluten-free bagel. Do you know what? It was one of the tastiest dinners I have had in months. And I thought, other than the cheese, that's what was in the bottom of the fridge. You know, the stuff that you think, oh, I've got to use it. So I do think that we've all got stuff in our freezers. We've all got stuff in the cupboard. So Christmas Day doesn't have to be a big turkey, does it? And I think let's hope that people are sensible and, you know, don't matter if it's a free bentos buy, you know, just enjoy Christmas.
Our builder is a keen fisherman. I know he's coming back on Wednesday. He promised us a trout when he caught one. Well, he brought it round yesterday. Well, there's enough for us for 3 days. So I cooked it yesterday, and we had that with new potatoes and peas, because that's what I happen to have. Luckily, we were eating out the freezer as it was yesterday. But there's enough for today and tomorrow as well.
And what fish was it?
A trout.
Ooh.
And seriously, it was like this. He had taken the head off and he had gutted it.
That's nice.
And it was amazing. And he said, oh, just bung in any vegetables any fruit that you've got to give it some flavour. Well, I got some mango. I had some frozen mango in the freezer, so I got them out. And some onion and some parsley, and just whacked that in, and it was very nice.
That sounds amazing. But yeah, Christmas can be whatever you want.
Hello, Safia. I've just noticed Safi's join us. And Tricia, that will be amazing. I can't think of anything sort of nicer than being in Yorkshire for Christmas. Well, apart from maybe being in Switzerland with all the snow and everything, which I mentioned the other day. But have you been watching the new All Creatures Great and Small?
I
The
haven't, no.
is fantastic. I've
Is it
just
good?
seen a part of the first episode, so it's being recorded because I've been going through all the Silent Witness. I've nearly caught that up to modern day. Didn't realise you. How long do you think Silent Witness has been going?
Oh, 20 years? Really?
Over 20 years.
Oh my word. Yeah, I remember when it first came out, I didn't really watch it, but then when I started to watch it, I thought this is so well written. And there's no fuss and fluff, as I call it. It is about the subject rather than some irrelevant relationship going on in the background. That's what I absolutely love about it. It's really factual to the point.
Think the next thing I might catch up on will be Spooks. I never saw that before.
Neither did I. I think I've watched a couple, but I tell you what I've been watching. If anyone else likes the Scandi Noir, I've been watching. Oh, hang on. The Court.
The Court.
The Court. It's on Walter Presents. So Channel 4. You have to have the 4 iPlayer type thing, whatever it is, and it's all in Scandinavian, and they're quite dark. And that's what I've been watching recently. But if you're into things like if anyone's watched The Bridge, unbelievable. It has got subtitles, but like brilliant if you're into that stuff. So most things that I watch have got subtitles. Gritty crime thrillers and The Goodie Never Wins. So they're a bit different to what we have. But anyway, I'm going to go on to Facebook and see what beautiful delights we've been doing. So,
Jackie's telling me that Spooks is brilliant. Well, Jackie, I will hold you to that, my love. I really will.
I've heard that. I did watch Line of Duty. That was incredible.
Yeah, that's being recorded as well.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. Again, that's very gritty. And not as you'd expect. So it's nearly.
It cracks me up though. You go to Facebook. It cracks me up when they say on a TV program about the police. Of course, this doesn't really happen.
Deborah.
Spooks, Marion, no worries. You know, when they say in a TV program, of course, television is not real life, and you're watching the television, and an actor's saying this. That they'd seen something on TV last night, and that, of course, does not portray real life. Well, hang on a minute. This is TV, and you're not portraying real life. Rita's saying, funny story about trout. When I first was in England, I went out to dinner one night and asked the waiter if they had any Liverpool trout. He looked at me as I was from Mars. I said the fish I'd had last time I liked. Oh, you mean Dover sole? Ah, yes, it was some port town in England.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Oh. Right, is the Facebook showing, Marion?
Yes. Fabulous. I can see it. Can everybody else?
I'm never going to think about Dover sole in the same way. I'm going to call it Liverpool
trout.
Liverpool trout. That's brilliant. So Deborah has put this baby hat with the little top knot into a pumpkin for a little grandson. That is amazing, isn't it? A little green bit on top. And that was for Halloween 3 years ago when he was only 6 months old. I absolutely love that. Oh, isn't it beautiful? And I love the colour orange because it's not bright orange. Although I do have
terracotta, isn't it?
Huh?
More like a terracotta.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well done. Thank you for sharing that. And Deborah says Fair Isle hat coming on. Would have been a lot but it would have been a lot further on, but had to frog. Well, you're in the right place. Yeah. Look at those colours. That's traffic lights, isn't it? That's well, take my hat off to you. I know it's a hat. There was a little pun in there. But Deborah, that is gorgeous. Can't wait to see that one. Sorry, had to frog it, but that's we all.
Is that Jameson's yarn you're using, Deborah?
Is that what?
Jameson's yarn she's using.
Could be. I love the bag as well, don't you? It's lovely.
Yeah, is it a bag?
Is it a bag?
I like the swan.
Yeah, I think
We're
it
dead
is.
nosy, aren't we?
We are. Right, okay, Louise, that was Saturday's that jumper, the Gansey that she's completed. So that's amazing, Louise. Thank you so much for sharing that. And as it's a Gansey, we know how long it took you. So well done with showing that again.
Yeah.
And then
saying yes, Jameson Spindrift.
oh, is it? Oh, yeah. You can tell that a mile off, can't you? Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. I love their yarn.
Yeah. Linda, we showed this the other day, but again, I can't believe the inside of that cardigan. That is unbelievable.
What I can't get is the fact that she knitted them, you know, the what was it, the fronts and the backs together because she's worried about running out of yarn. That's amazing. And how she matched across for the yoke for the sleeves is incredible.
I know. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Dawn says, new project, staff called Close to You by Justina Larowska, Polish designer, free pattern, but can't remember where from.
Ravelry.
It's a bit like the Workday, but not so straightforward. Yarn is the Yarn Collective Fleurville 4-star in poppy, 100% merino wool, 350 meters, very soft and beautiful to knit with. Currently on sale at Lovecrafts, but bought mine last year. Was just waiting for the right pattern to come along. That is nice, isn't it?
It's on Ravelry. I had a look very quickly before we went live. I'm pretty sure that if you go onto Ravelry, you'll find it. But if you also put in Workday shawl, that will come up as well, because I think I found it before.
Oh,
along with Playfulness, was it? Was that the other one?
The Playful shawl, I think, yeah. I'm just wondering how much you actually need, whether it's one skein or whether it's more.
Well, a 100-gram skein is usually a 4-ply, about 400 yards, isn't it?
Yeah, that's mine. That's mine. That's waiting for something.
Is that the Gogglefrogs, the yellow and black?
Yeah, and that's the one of a kind. There's not been another one made, so I have to be very careful.
Well, you must have seen those amazing socks that Brigitte knitted.
I
What did you ask, Brigitte? Were they for you or were they for Rod? Those
socks? For Brigitte. She's made them for herself.
Oh, I'm so pleased she actually made something for herself.
Yeah,
because she's always making something for somebody else.
Yeah.
And Brigitte is saying that peach color is beautiful. It is. It
is lovely. It's got a beautiful sheen on it, hasn't it? Really, really lovely. So I'm quite interested in that one. I might have to have a look and see if it's under 400 meters, I can risk it. If it's 400-ish, then I don't think I can. And then we've got another one, free pattern for limited time with Expression Fibre Arts. So that's another one if you want it. That's Shandy and her husband.
That's her husband, is it?
No, that's her husband modelling.
Very nice.
Oh dear. And I think when she did that, she said she thought, because she's normally the model, and she said, you know, she thought it was really easy to be behind the camera, and then behind the camera, and then when she started doing the photo shoot, it wasn't as easy as she thought it was going to be. So it took her a lot longer to take the shots of her husband.
He looks so relaxed and I want to say insouciant. If I've, sort of thing as though I do this every day of my life.
I know. I'm just going to click on that to have a quick look, because I quite like that stitch. That's like it looks like a basket weave-ish, doesn't it?
Well, I pulled the pattern up And
Yeah.
it looks as though it's a batch. It's not quite basket weave.
No.
It's a batch of reverse stocking stitch every so often if you get, so it's reversible.
Yeah.
But it's,
Yeah.
I think it's sort of, shall we say, 4-ply done on 5mm needles, so you get the drape. I think that's what it is, because unfortunately I find with her patterns are over 5-6 pages.
They are.
And you know, and I'd like to get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, they are quite long, but that's another free one for you. And I'm sure
Yeah.
we've all got lots in our stash that we could use. I think with a lot of hers that they're very long. So you do need several skeins of things, but you can always shorten them. So it doesn't have to be as wide if you want as a smaller scarf. But you can always adapt patterns. Here we're sharing Gogglefrogs. Again, absolutely love it. And the fact when you have no two skeins are the same, are they? Everything is slightly different when it's hand knitted, when it's hand dyed. They're absolutely stunning. So thank you, Brigitte, for being the first person to share a picture of what you've done with your
And
Gogglefrogs.
she was so quick.
I know. Says you. You're very quick as well.
And this I loved from Louise when I saw it.
That's gorgeous. And I think there's certain shawls that you can just do several times in different wools and different colours because we have lots and lots of scarves, don't we? And when it gets to autumn, we start to put a scarf around, and it's nice to have different colours. So
that's why I like the hitchhiker. You know, I find, you know, that go to.
Yeah, we still don't know if you've won at Yarn Chicken.
No, I did ask. I did put the question.
Yeah, they're those beautiful socks again. I think that we've shown these, haven't we? So and that was what
was that? Oh, was that
that was Saturday. You weren't here on Saturday. And Trisha, Robert was trying to remember what colour Trisha had ordered. And he said, I think it was green. She said, yes, it was. And he said, that's not bad, is it? He's packed over 100 orders. And he remembered the colour that she'd bought. So I think that's all of them. If it isn't, let me know. And we'll go back and share. But I think that's everything.
Right. Well, we better catch up with the chat. Helen says hello, everyone. Sorry, I've not joined for a while. Work has been busy and I'm now doing 3 days. Other meetings have clashed. Hope everyone is well.
We're all well. We hope you are too.
Yeah, and well, how are you, Helen, is more important, actually. Deborah says, I have the Close to You shawl in my Ravelry library, but although it's lovely, I'm a bit lazy and always go for the workday scarf, which is so effective but so easy. Yeah, that's why I like the hitchhiker, Deborah. And Safi goes, yeah, Shirley's husband is very nice, Marion. And she's got the emoji with hearts popping out of their eyes.
Yeah.
So I think what's said on Gogglefrogs stays on Gogglefrogs.
Absolutely.
Brigitte says the husband has a resigned look. And Rebecca says, hello there. Sorry to be so far behind. Sorry to be so far in before I join you. Anytime, Rebecca, you join us. It's lovely to see you.
We're here.
Yeah. And Deborah says, and Deborah says, Angela, yes, 3 shawls. I knit either workday or fun or fuss-free festival shawls over and over. Hubby says, not another shawl. Yeah.
They're just so lovely, aren't they? I know it's not been the weather, has it? Because we've had a pretty good summer. I know we've had an odd couple of days, but when I put that workday scarf on, it is so warm. So we really need the temperature to drop a little bit until we can start using some of the shawls. Okay, But the scarves, when we knit our own, they're just so amazing.
I'm just going to get one of my favourites. Just a moment.
Oh, okay. So this is what, is it going to be a work day? Is it going to be, I don't think I've got enough for hitchhiker, have I? Because I've only got 400 meters of this. So, well, I think it's 400. To be honest, I don't actually know which one. Yes, it is 400. I would like some socks, but I just don't think I can. I've never done socks before, and I'm not great with all of those little needles. So, or do you knit socks on a little round needle on a 40 centimeter? Maybe if it's just the toes that I've got to do. But I've just never done socks. So, Brigitte, I need to do one of your workshops onto how to do a little mini sock so I understand the concept. Rebecca says, do you all wear these shawls like scarves then? I have not. Oh, is that a flippy edge?
Yes.
Oh.
This is in alpaca.
Sorry, I was halfway through comments then, and the reason why I've stopped reading comments is I haven't actually seen a flippy edge finished. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that done in?
Alpaca.
It just looks beautiful.
And it drapes incredibly well. And it
What
is.
needles do you use?
What? Sorry?
What size needles do you use?
I think that was on 4mm.
And is it like a DK or is it?
No, this is a 4-ply. I'm pretty
4-ply.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 4-ply. Yet again, it was yarn I wanted to make something for granddaughter with. But by the time I got round to it, she didn't like the colour because I bought it when she was a baby.
Oh.
10. And I think that took, well, Brigitte probably remembers.
I love that.
Yeah. How far have you got? Oh, thank you, Safi. Yes, it about saying it's gorgeous.
So on chat, Deborah said yes regarding the shawls, either workday or fuss-free festival. And she says, Marion, yes, I love the hitchhiker too, but I sometimes forget what row I'm on. Rebecca says, do you all wear these shawls like scarves then? I have not really done shawls for me. I do have a pattern related to a local yarn shop day and some lovely yarn to persuade me to make it. I made an extra long, ultra long workday scarf that was really long, twice as long as it is normally. So that is like a double wrap round scarf. It's lovely and it's so warm. It's made out of sock wool. It's amazing. But do you know what, Rebecca, you can do whatever you want with them. You can even just drape them just over one shoulder if that's what you want to do and just pin it with a brooch. So you can do exactly what you want. Brigitte says, I knit socks with 5 needles. Yeah, I need to try and get used to 5 needles.
Too.
Safi says you can use circular needles using magic loop if not got smart. Using magic loop if not going small. That's gorgeous, Marion. So Safi says that's gorgeous as well. Let me get back to where we were. Oops. Sorry, it's playing up a little bit now. And then Jackie says, I've never knitted socks. That's you and me both, Jackie. I did Brigitte's class at Sheringham a few years back, but just cannot get on with DPNs. I'm going to try using Magic Loop. Okay, I will see. Deborah says you can knit socks and on a mini circular. Not everyone likes them, but much easier than DPNs. Okay, I might have to have a go at that. Rebecca says that's a lovely shawl, and it is, Marion.
Thank you.
And Safi says, yes, that's the short ones as scarves and bigger ones as shawls. But I know people who wear their bigger ones as scarves. I meant if you haven't got any short circulars. Thank you very much.
Depends what you learn on. I learned to knit socks on 5 DPNs. So that's how I knit them.
Yeah. And because I've always seen people knitting them on DPNs, I have done a hat, but I started on DPNs, then switched to a circular until it got too small that I had to go back to DPNs. And I don't look pretty when I'm trying to clumsily use DPNs, but that's because I'm not used to them and how to move them. But I think next time what I might try is not using the zings, the metal ones. I might use the bamboos because I might find them a little bit easier because I am finding that the wool doesn't move as easily on these, so I might not lose my stitches as easily. So maybe try different DPNs. So that's what I'll do. Oh, Anne says keep getting kicked out this morning. Oh dear, that's not us kicking you out, Anne. Please don't think it is us.
No.
And Brigitte says, Deborah, I cannot visualize that it's easier. Oh, when you decide to knit socks, I'd recommend Winwick or Winwick Mum Online. Lots of free patterns and tutorials. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Brigitte says, I would just suggest wooden DPNs. Okay, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I am finding these easier.
I agree. Wooden DPNs. I've got metal ones as well, but I do always tend to revert back to my wooden ones. They feel different in the hands. They sort of feel warmer, and they keep, as you say, the yarn from slipping off the needles.
And I think that's why I was worried about the dropping stitches, certainly when you're doing a pattern as well, that I just didn't find it comfortable. So I will get some of these as DPNs, and these were the pony standard, and they're really nice. I'm really enjoying them. They've got a little bit of give, and I don't know that these can snap when you're on the much finer ones, but let's see how I get on with those. Helen says, bye all, because it's that time again. Rebecca just says, don't really make socks. One pair done, and it took a year, and another pair midway, but I don't know where I've put them. we all have those projects. But when I was first knitting, I don't remember there being circular needles. Came across them when I was at university in mid-1980s, and those Icelandic sweaters were all the rage.
I got some circulars back from the 1960s, plastic ones that I inherited. So they were
in the red pouches. Yeah, I've got several of those as well. Deborah says, Brigitte, yes, I think everyone has their preference. I do use DPNs. They always use 5 as you do. Brigitte says the DPNs that were included in the pack of sock yarn are my go-to pattern for socks. Don't seem to slip for some reason. That we always have something that's just amazing. Safi says, just bought some zings. DPNs never again. I will stick to wooden ones in future. Thankfully, I now know why I found it so difficult, because I was more into the colour of the zing DPNs. I think they're great for certain wool, but most wool, no. I just didn't get on with them. Anne says, won't be with you tomorrow. Have a Zoom meeting. Well, have a lovely meeting, and lovely to see you today. And Tracy says, sorry, was making a call to tidy up the garage as warning. Oh, to the garage as the warning lights came on. They can't do anything until 13th of October. I can't believe it. If you need anything, I'm around today, tomorrow. I could drop you anywhere if you need to. And then I'll be back by the weekend, I would imagine. Brigitte, thank you for your time, ladies. And it is now after 11. Oops.
What have you done?
It's all right. I've just dropped something off, but it's not crashed. It's not smashed. So we're after 11. We're 11:03. So I'm so sorry, folks. We've got to go.
Bye, everybody. Oh, that sounds a bit like, what was it? Was it not Sooty and Sweet? Bye, everybody. Bye.
Was it? Bye, everybody. Bye. So lovely to see you today. Wherever you are, give yourself some time to do a little bit more knitting. It's great for the soul. Have another cuppa.
Angela. Don't forget you.
I will. And I will see you tomorrow. Are you joining us tomorrow, Marion?
Everything being equal, yes.
It's up to you. If you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome. I think that Robert may be joining us as well tomorrow, but we will see. So until tomorrow, lovely to see you. Think of Brian Ferry, do lots of knitting or crochet, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Or failing that, Shandy's husband.
See, there's been 2 bits of eye candy today. Ciao. Bye.
Oh.